again, fishies. This is part 2 of my mermaid tails. So this one is the second one that I made. I got a little braver and I worked a little bit with silicone with this one. So the fluke is silicone. I will start at the top because this is more like my last one from part 1. So this is also a painted neoprene. Same thing. I traced myself and I sewed the body. This one I got a little more brave, if you will. I wanted to make a different texture. Let me try to show you this. I tried to make a different texture with a Allure adhesive paint. So if I show you down here where it's kind of more of a similar color, it'll be easier to see. So you can see there's a different texture in that one. I tried to make it like more of like a shell type scale. It's hard because it's just paint. But I do still love this paint. Again, it's discontinued and my heart is broken. I'm still yet to find, I'm still trying to find paint, but I've still yet to find it. So this one I don't really like the paint job on. If you can, you can see each row. I think the colors were just a little too varied and I just didn't really blend it very well. This side's kind of the same. It's just, I don't know. I love it because it's my unicorn tail and it's very unicorn colored. It's just a little too liney for me. But again, I still wear it. And the second complaint on this one is right here in the ankles. I sewed this one a little bit too wide in the ankles. I have extra fabric I could have gotten rid of, like in here, and it would have been more of like a skinnier ankle. So I am going to work with that because it's kind of like bunchy when it's on and it just looks a little weird. So I'm going to fix that. And same thing with the other one. I'm going to add a zipper because this one is the same. If it's warm, it stretches and I can get it on, but it does work better, I'm sure, if it could unzip and it wouldn't be as hard. It takes quite a few minutes to get this thing on. It's almost as bad as the silicone tail. So down here, I have this where you can see it. This is where it blends. I actually think I brought this pretty low, and I can see. I actually think it's down in here where I brought it down to. And then I didn't really know how I wanted to blend this one because this one has the silicone, so I couldn't bring the paint onto the silicone because it would not have attached. So what I finally decided to do was use my scales. So let me bring this closer. So I blended it down with, I added the very like shimmery white, and then I just used the white shimmery scales, and that's how I attached it. I don't love it, but it's cute. Again, I still use this tail because it's not ugly, but it's not perfect. And then this giant monster that was up there before is, I might have to stand up for this. This is the Fluke. You can see the monofin in there. It's a Finney's Aquarius, which oh my goodness, it's so heavy. Rounded the edges off of, as you can see, just so it wouldn't like stab a hole in this. So my complaint with this Fluke is not its shape or its size. I'm sorry, you're probably seeing the top of my head. Let me back down here. Okay, so slide myself back. So when I was making this, I did really good with matching up my little pieces down here. But what I wasn't paying attention to was like the boning part. I guess that's what you'd call it. So this one runs real close to the side. This one is farther in. So on the flip side, this side is closer to the edge, and this side has that larger space. Did I flip it far enough for you to see that? There we go. So you can't really tell that when you're looking at it, but I know it's there and it bothers me. So that's that. Also, I've said it's so heavy. I didn't really know how to work with the clay, so I did pretty okay. It was my first time, but what you'll see is this is really thin, like in this area. It got like super thin in some of these areas, but then these are so unbelievably thick. I would definitely do something different the next time. So that makes it heavy, and then if you look at like this, like I did not make it thin enough at the bottom. This thing is hugely thick. I think you can probably hear it when I drop it. It's heavy, but in the water it moves beautifully and it's light because it's silicone. I do not wear this thing on land because oh my goodness, it is heavy. But the painting on this, I really was proud of myself because it's the first time I painted silicone And I just thought that the painting, I don't think you can see it well enough. I'm trying to move it. It's super shimmery and it like changes colors. And like I faded it from green to blue and like the pink into the purple. It's really pretty, and I had to keep it. I had to do something with it. It laid around for the longest time. I wasn't going to put it on this tail, and then I finally decided to make this tail. So that was the second tail. I talked about the finnies that I cut down, and that's all that's inside of there. This is also attached inside of here, so if I needed to get this out, I'd have to cut the silicone. I actually had to do that. Actually, it wasn't this one, but I had to do that on one of mine. It's not as bad as you think. I was able to repair it and get it back in there, and you can't even tell. So that wasn't too bad. This does have drain holes. I did remember to put drain holes in it because my goodness, this thing would be awful if it did not have drain holes. So it actually works pretty well, but it's not perfect, but it was my first time. So that's how that one came out. I don't think there's anything else I can tell you about this one. So I will see you in part 3. Thanks for watching.